દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના 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 અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ
Jai
પુલિનાનંદજી,
Satchidanand. Thank you,
લલિતાબેન,
Rona Ben.
કાંતિભાઈ.
Okay. Pulinanandji, can you recite three mantras, please?
નમો વિતરાગાય.
નમો વિતરાગાય.
નમો વરિહંતાણમ.
નમો અરિહંતાણમ.
નમો સિદ્ધાણ.
નમો સિદ્ધાણમ.
નમો આયરિયાણ.
નમો આયરિયાણમ.
નમો વજ્રયાણ.
નમો વજ્રયાણમ.
નમો લોય સવ સાહુણમ.
નમો લોય સભ સાહુણમ.
એસો પંચન મુક્કારો.
એસો પંચન મુક્કારો.
સૌવપાવપનાસણો.
સૌવપાવપણાસણો.
મંગલાણંચ સવ્વેસેમ.
મંગલાનમ ચ સૌવેસીન.
અડમમ હવૈ મંગલમ.
પરમં હવૈ મંગલમ.
ઓમ નમો ભગવતે વાસુદેવાય.
ઓમ નમો ભગવતે વાસુદેવાય.
ઓમ નમઃ શિવાય.
ઓમ નમઃ શિવાય.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Okay, Jai Satchidanand Mahatma. So we have been continuing with our Shambhav Nikal and looking at our own prakruti in a one-to-one interaction. So anybody wants to share anything? Vijay, why don't we, this is, you come for first time on this topic, so just introduce the topic while Mahatmas are looking at, thinking about this.
What's the background? Is the topic is Shambhav Nikal.
Shambhav Nikal and looking at your own prakruti in an interaction, how you know, how you react internally.
Okay. Uh, you see, Shambhav Nikal, I suppose it must have already been covered up. Shambhav Nikal. Nikal means to clear up amicably. Shambhav means equal bhav, or not to be either in favor of rag, attachment, not to be in favor of dvesh, abhorrence. Essentially, the principle of this agna is that by way of discharge, intrinsically, there will be continuous likes and dislikes popping up. You know, water is very hot, bath water. Oh, it's very cold. This food is like this, that is like this. I don't like this, I don't like that. This should have been like this. So there are n number of times when it will, by way of discharge, this will happen. And the Purusharth today is to abstain getting entangled into it. To abstain means whenever that thought will come, you must say no, Sambhave Nikal. That means I am neither in favor of the rag or attachment, nor am I in favor of dvesh, the abhorrence. So the decision or the Purusharth that one is doing today in simply mentioning that this is file and I want to equanimously settle this file. Sambhav means equanimously. So at the point of discharge, when thoughts of likes or dislikes are popping up, we say that I want to equanimously settle. That means the interim state, Antaratma, is deciding that I don't want to get engrossed in that like or dislike. So that decision making or that decision itself is the Purusharth, itself is the Agna Padan. We have practiced the Agna. Moment we say at that point of time, whenever it pops up, that this is fine and I want to equanimously settle. Whether we are able to settle or not is a matter of the hisab or account. Depending on the stickiness of that hisab, it may settle immediately or it may take some time to settle. The Purusharth is saying at that point of time that I don't want to get entangled. And the moment we say that, we have practiced the Agna. That's all. So that is the crux of the whole Agna. And once we decide that in case we are meeting some sticky fight or we are caught in a situation where we don't know what will happen. So then you can say, Dada, this file has propped up and give me the strength to equanimously settle this file in advance. And when that we come across that person, then again you can repeat the same thing. The purpose of doing it in advance is whenever that person or situation physically comes in front of us, this awareness will pop up that I have to view this as a file. I have to view this person as a file. And automatically, once that awareness comes inside, you will also say, Dada, this file has come up. Let me amicably settle this file, equanimously settle this file. So, this is one of the ways of bringing your awareness while interacting with the person. Okay. And then once that is there, then automatically the appropriate speech and actions will follow. Now, supposing we are not done that, and it's normal interaction with the person is taking place, and it turns a bit sour, or it turns a bit, where a little bit of displeasure, displeasure is there, then immediately we can backtrace. Dada, give me the strength to square off this file. Because if we do it in advance, if we say this in advance, then in case there is some unpleasant conversation, or conversation is veering off towards an unpleasant side, we can definitely say this and bring our awareness over there. But that's all. Once the awareness comes, automatically the Purusharth will follow. Then our speech will be such that it doesn't lead to a conflict or doesn't blow up into a major conflict. Or basically, our ego gets subdued. Ego gets subdued. So we are in the compromising mode. We are in the adjustment mode. Let the other person be aggressive or whatever. But we become in the submersive or soft mode, and we adjust. We adjust. But that's all. We have to only adjust and square off the accounts. So during interaction, we can again bring back our vitrata into place. We can bring back ourselves into place and clear of that fight. Because there is no winning an argument or proving your point. On the moksha path, it is squaring of accounts. One who squares off the account is the winner. One who does not get entangled into kasha is the winner. He may be a loser in the worldly way. The other person may dominate him in an argument, win the argument. But internally, he has squared off. He has not left any scars behind in the other person's mind. The other person will not uh, retaliate or decide to take revenge. That's all. He has let go of us. So in the Vitrag path, it's losing, it's winning by losing. We win on the karmic account, maybe we lose in the worldly account. So Lagu Bhav pops into all this place. And we will be at inner peace because we have avoided a conflict, we have avoided revenge taking from the other person. So we know, okay, yes, we are progressing. Progressing in the sense we are exhausting one karma, settling one account, and on the path. The moksha means squaring of accounts, essentially squaring of all accounts with people or with situations. Squaring of accounts, those that have been associated with file number 1. So file number 1 accounts with people, with situations, with money, whatever it may be. That is progress on our moksha path. So these two things come to my mind as what is Shambhav Nikal, and especially the interaction with the person. JSS Apt. You are muted, Rajni bhai.
Thank you. Yeah, very good introduction. Kashyap bhai?
Yes, Jai Sachidan everyone. Jai Sachidan Ragniti.
Jai
Jai
Sachidan.
Sachidan Pulinanandji. Yeah. Actually, I was reading this today, one of the sutras. It is not actually Shambhav Nikal, but it is related. I felt it is related to Shambhav Nikal, that the fault is of the sufferer. So, in that, I want to understand one sentence in Up 182. I will share what it means. Please explain. It says, by accepting the fault is of the sufferer, you eliminate the puzzle from one side, and by saying Vyavasthit, you eliminate it from the other side. This one, if you want, I can share the Gujarati.
Yeah. No,
It's
no.
clear?
No, it's fine. Let me read the little paragraph before that. There lead two paragraphs. The law that fault is of the sufferer will lead to moksha. If someone asks us, how can I find my fault? We would teach him whenever you have to suffer, that is where your faults lie. You have to investigate what kind of a fault it was that you had to suffer. So you have to investigate what kind of a fault it was that you had to suffer. So when one suffers all day long, then he needs to find out which mistakes were committed. Okay. How do we understand that the other person is at fault? We see the home department, the self, and the foreign department, the non-self of the other person as distinct and separate. We do not say anything if mistakes occur in the foreign department, but we have to alert him if anything happens in the home department. There should be no hindrance on the way to moksha. By accepting the fault is a sufferer, you eliminate the puzzle from one side. And by saying Vyavasthit, you eliminate it from the other side. There is going to then suffer the way. Well, I don't know. I think I may have to see the Gujarati one also. Because
I'll
some,
show you the Gujarati one also, but
yes.
yeah. This is
Yeah, okay. ઓકે આઈ જસ્ટ રીડ વન કરે કે ભોગવતેની ભૂલ કાયદો મોક્ષનો પૂછે મારે કેવી ભૂલ રાખવાની તો એ મને શીખર કે તને ક્યાં ક્યાં ભોગવટો આવે છે તારી ભૂલ છે તારી શી ભૂલ હશે એવું ભગવાનનું એ ખોડી કાઢજે તારી શું ભૂલ છે ખોડી કાઢજે આ તો આખો દાડો ભોગવટો આવે છે એ ખોડી કાઢવું જોઈએ કે આ શી ભૂલ છે સી માય ગોડ ગુજરાતી સો ડિફરન્ટ એટલે ભોગે એવું તો ખોડી કાઢજે કે આ તો ભોગવટ આવે તો ખોડી કાઢું ક્યાં ઓકે સો ઇન કેસ યુ આર સફરિંગ ઓલ ડે લોંગ યુ શુડ ફાઇન્ડ આઉટ એવરી અમને સામાન્ય ભૂલ કેવી રીતે સમજાય અમને સામાન્ય ભૂલ કેવી રીતે સમજાય સામાન્ય હોમ અને ફોરેન જુદા દેખાય સામાન્ય ફોરેનમાં ભૂલો થાય ફોરેનમાં ગુનો થાય તો અમે કશું બોલીએ નહીં પણ હોમમાં કશું થાય તો અમારે તેને ટકોર કરવી પડે મોક્ષ જતા સુધી અડચણ ના પડવી જોઈએ માય ગોડ ધીસ ઇઝ એબ્સોલ્યુટલી ડિફરન્ટ ફાઇન આ એક ભોગે એની ભૂલ આટલું કહ્યું તો એક બાજુ આખું પઝલ ઉડી ગયું અને વ્યવસ્થિત કહ્યું તો બીજી બાજુનું પઝલ પણ ઉડી ગયું એક ભોગવે તેની ભૂલ કહ્યું એટલે એક બાજુનું પઝલ ઉડી ગયું હા અને વ્યવસ્થિત કહ્યું તો બીજી બાજુનું સી હા now this makes sense my you see basically once the moment we say ભોગવે તેની ભૂલ suffer is at fault what happens is that we know that we are the sufferer so it is our fault so it is my fault that is the one side of the puzzle and when you say Vyavasthit, we see the other person as non-doer. He is not the doer, but Vyavasthit is the doer. In the sense that other person.
So what is one side of the puzzle and the other side of the puzzle? I didn't get
just
this,
one minute, just let me finish.
બીજી બાજુ.
Just let me finish. એટલે અને બીજી બાજુ વ્યવસ્થિત એટલે the other person is only an instrumental doer. He is an instrument to give me suffering. So I see him as innocent. So when I say
Okay.
so with the other person we see innocent. So that puzzle is solved, and I am the sufferer. So I am at fault. So that is one-sided puzzle on our side, and this is the puzzle on the other side. So both puzzles.
Yeah, and now I got it. Yeah, the Vyavasthit is from the other side person, and the fault is the sufferer is for my side. Yeah. You don't have to see fault is the sufferer for the other person's side. This is what the other. Okay, and regarding this Shambhav Nikal, one of the biggest file is which to face is Satsang itself, So, like means we see, don't mind that non-Gujarati persons have to have to face, understanding Gujarati, as well as if they are not so familiar with the words of the satsang, they have to understand that, and they have to understand the deep meaning, means just superficial will not do in this case, because if you don't understand the deep meaning, then it won't set in, and it won't be coming in the conduct. So what I feel for Shambhav Nikal, that yes, of course we have to do the adjustments, and that all we have to do it, and it's our responsibility. And so for that, Nikal, I try to, like you have seen, you said that there's a difference in the Gujarati and in the English version. Yeah, there is, there is some sense, but it is also helpful, at the same time, if we just read the Gujarati one, I cannot catch it, like you, but you can catch it, you immediately caught it, but I cannot catch it, what they are saying. Why? The reasons I will tell you why. Because see, sometimes the grammar is not so familiar, it is different, Gujarati grammar is different. And so I cannot understand the deep meaning, So I have to see, what I do is I see the Gujarati one, I see the English one, I see the Hindi one, then I ask you. So like that, from different, I let things set in, Then only I can understand the little bit deeper meaning, And sometimes I get the wrong meaning also. It happens many times. So then when you explain, then or I don't get the meaning, like it happened, So when you explain, then I get it, or like that happens, So this is also a kind of Shambhav Nikal, which I feel, So to understand the things and to get this, this is my Shambhav Nikal experience.
What I will say is, it is fine. It is first thing, it's very laudable. Your efforts are very laudable that you take pains to read English, Hindi, and then the Gujarati, and then try to derive or understand the meaning. That's very good. People don't take so much of pain. So there are two things which can help you in this. One is asking from Dada that, hey Dada Bhagwan, may I understand your science from your viewpoint? I may understand your science exactly as it is from your viewpoint. That is one strength. And hey Dada Bhagwan, give me the strength to understand Gujarati. Give me strength to understand Gujarati. Now, these prayers have a very profound effect, and they are very powerful and very effective. By doing so, over a period of time, you will be able to read and understand Gujarati very well, which will help you, as you said, to understand the deeper meaning or the subtle meaning, or what is the gist of the sentence or words. Because words are used to convey something, but what it is trying to convey will be a little more clearly brought out in the Gujarati version. I'm not trying to criticize the translation, but each language has its own limitations. And Dada Bhagwan had said that those who want to really understand my science will have to learn Gujarati. In future, when people from all over the world will get acquainted with Apram Vigna, to understand my science, they will have to understand Gujarati, because this is the medium which the Gnani has spoken, and he has conveyed the science to the best possible way in Gujarati. And that is true, na? Even if you see other religions, people have to learn Sanskrit or the other scripts in which the original scriptures were written, because the original masters have spoken in that language. So the exact nuances of the religion are very well, brought out in that particular language. So by just for you, you are you can do this.
What you said is correct. But what I'm saying is that actually it is not that there is no other option, actually, because my level is you are.
No, there is no other option
Because
for
you are more fortunate that you are more fortunate that you have met Dadaji, you are Gujarati, background, so you have more fortunate. So, but I am not so fortunate. I am fortunate, so I have to make extra efforts, to understand, to settle, to understand the things, I have to make. There's no other
Yeah.
option, You see,
That is fine. Kashyap ji, I tell you one thing. You see, reading is definitely helpful. There is no doubt about it. Satsang will helpful. But you know what? Practice my agnas and doing the appropriate pushas as suggested by Dada Bhagwan by way of
yeah,
Pratikaman, Samayik reading and all that. Essentially, the real Purusharth is understanding file number one, cleansing file number one, and enhancing this Atma Jagrati. Now, if we are
yeah,
focused more on that, then
yeah,
divine grace of Dada Bhagwan will be bestowed on us. And
yeah.
that divine grace will remove this hurdle that you are facing today. That grace itself, Dada's
So,
Kripa itself, will make your vision so
yeah,
clear. You see, what will happen is your vision will enhance. Darshan, Shakti, and Gnan will enhance to such a large extent that you will be quickly able to grasp the concepts that are being conveyed in the written material, irrespective of the language, whether
yes.
it's good or bad. So that capacity to grasp or
Regarding
understand will
yes,
be enhanced. So then your difficulty
yes.
or efforts that you're required to put will reduce. That's what I'm trying to say.
And regarding the prayers which you said, yes, that is what I used to do when when I didn't understand even this much. That is what is, and that what result, this online satsang is the result of the prayer. And
I
the
remember
fruit.
you used to struggle with Hindi and all that, and now you are reading Gujarati so well.
No, that is the result. What happened? This online satsang is the result of the prayers only. So and then and your all your help and all that, Rajniji, and I cannot be grateful enough. So slowly, I am understanding the things. I have to make efforts, and then you help, and you all help. So Mahatmas and all this, all I am very grateful.
Yes.
So
Kashyap
yeah, this is my
Bhai,
experience. So
Kashyap Bhai,
yeah,
let us hear from Lalita Ben because
yeah,
she, at least you knew Hindi, which is similar to
yes,
Gujarati, but she started
yeah,
with
yeah.
Tamil. So let's
Yes,
hear her
let
experience.
us let us hear. Yes.
Yes, Jai
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Sachidanand, Pulinanandji and Rajnibai and all Mahatmas. We were very fortunate to have met Dada in person, and I did get his blessings in person. So that made a big difference, and I have to give credit to Taruben because I wanted to know his jnana in depth. The vocabulary was different, the terminology was different, and but my only bhav was that I want to know this jnana in depth. And Taruban went through 1 through 9 in Gujarati with me. We read, and she would go through the portions with me. And over the years, I had basic Hindi when I was studying in Delhi, so my Hindi was just really what we call lower Hindi, nothing of a higher grasp. But my inspiration was people who follow jnanis who are not of the same language or background. They take the trouble to learn the language. And case in point is Ramana Maharishi became well known to the West by an English author called Paul Brunton. And a lot of people came and stayed with him. And one gentleman was born after Ramana Maharishi passed away. But when he read the book, he wanted to find out. He went to Tiruvannamalai, stayed there for 8 years and learned Tamil. And Maharishi Ramana's talks in Tamil are such high-flown Tamil that even though it is my language, it's over my head. I have to read the English translations, because it is just so high-flown. The poetry that people have written is of high caliber literature. And really, it's like the Vidwans who can understand what that is. Of course, Ramana simplified it, but that was my inspiration, that here I got to meet a jnani in person. And, like Mrs. Patel told me, she said, Lalita, अभी जो समझ में नहीं आया तो ठीक है, उसको अलग रखो and आगे जाओ. When the time comes, it will dawn on you. And that has been my inspiration, and that's what I wanted to share. Jai Sachidan.
Yes, good, nice. That's true. That's true. That's even true for us also. Even in Gujarati, there are some concept which we don't understand. I leave it aside. In future, the clarification comes.
Mhm.
Because Gnani is at the top and we are climbing the mountain. So
Yes.
it will take some time to come to his. But we are very grateful that Dada Bhagwan was one such Gnani who could bring out the concepts of Vitrag Vignan in a very simple layman's language, which has never happened so far. All the Gnanis before him, maybe Bhagavad Gita, maybe Srimad Rajchandra, maybe the spiritual Jain texts and all, they are so high that you don't understand it. But Dada made it so simple and layman language and with simple examples, very profound concepts. He could bring it into simple day-to-day language. The word file, relative, real, world is the puzzle itself. Unbelievable, very simple English words, but carries tremendous impact.
Yeah,
So,
I just want to compliment Kashyap Bhai for making progress in leaps and bounds. You are on the right track and you don't have to have any doubts on this. And like I said, if the understanding doesn't fit now, just have the faith and it will come to you when the time is right. If the other says you're in the train now, just you have to wait for the destination. That's it.
Yes, yes. Hey, I like to share my experience. My Gujarati was very bad. I was born in Africa. And when we went after Gnan, we went to Korea for 2 years. So, we decided we'll take all the 9 Apta sutras with us, And then we started reading. Taruben will read when I'm not at the work, and I will read. And then I used to bug the hell out of her hey, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? And, from there, I slowly learned. Even I couldn't speak Gujarati that fluently also. But, I learned slowly. Even now, I struggle with some words that I have to look up or ask up to put. But, now at least, so it's coming too. But, I had very bad Gujarati. But, like you said, Dada is great. Slowly it comes out.
There are
Okay.
words, many technical words in this, so we have to understand. There's one thing also, we have to understand those technical words. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else wants to talk about Shambhav Nikal? When you have an experience, Shambhav Nikal?
It's a work in progress. It's like I said, it's more like with practice, seeing the opposite person as a file, that I have to do Sambhavi Nikal and I pray to Dada. That has definitely helped. And a lot of times, situation just is diffused by just praying. It doesn't even amount to anything. But my files are really internal and don't have too much interaction with people. So those are the things I have to deal with. And like you said, this was a very good point. You said that I want to Sambhavi Nikal without rag or dvesh. So whatever thoughts, those are the things I have to work on.
Very good. Now there's Rania showed up. I wanted to ask her anyway.
Go
Rani,
ahead.
because she has not been with us for a while and she went away somewhere and she had a lot of Shambhav Nikal to do, Rani.
Yeah.
So we want to
Jason.
share your experience.
Yes. I was in Thailand and I was sorry to miss the satsang, but I definitely have been following on video and keeping up with that. So some of the things I went, I want to share an experience about work, but not specifically about Thailand. I can share that
No,
as
but
well.
before that, Ronnie, remember last time you were going somewhere, you didn't say where, and then you
Yeah.
said, I don't know, Pulinanandji was there or not. You said that you had some higher officials going with you and what to say. So you can now
Yes,
share. You can share
sure.
your. So how did you do Shambhav Nikal there?
Sure. So what definitely the praying for this strength in the before each day. So I had high level officials, senior leaders from my own department that were coming, and representatives from 8 countries in Southeast Asia as well. These are also high level people that are coming. So, and you have to please all of these people to your best ability, and so Shailesh Anandji had given me some good advice about setting intentions, the bhave in which you go in. And one thing I was doing was like in the morning doing pratikraman to the people I knew I would see that day, and there were a few that I knew I would get. File number 1 would get irritated, because they were on my team, but they would come with complaints, and not solutions. And by doing the pratikraman before I interacted with them, asking Dada for strength, I even if I got agitated, I was able to keep it inside and not get frustrated with anybody out loud, because of all of these strategies through the satsangs that were given, to the point where there were even 2 women that came up to me and said, I don't know how you stay so calm and are able to deal with all these difficult personalities. And I said, it's divine intervention. I said, that's what it is. It's literally divine intervention. It's not me doing anything, but that's all because of these satsangs, these practical strategies that we're getting. I work, my whole job, which it just dawned on me, is preparedness to respond to emergencies, right? And when we're preparing, we're planning, we're organizing, equipping, training. These are all the things, it's a cycle that you're always doing. And I was like, where's the preparedness in my own day-to-day life? What I'm constantly in reaction mode instead of planning and preparing to deal with people at different levels, different expectations, seniors, that you definitely have to be very respectful. And if they have a lot of complaints, you have to handle that without any kind of reaction. So incorporating these strategies as into that experience, like, I personally felt I had a lot more progress to make. I think I still internally would get irritated on some days. So certainly a work in progress, but wanted to give you all that update. And I'm leaving again next week to deal with the same thing for another 2 weeks. So this has been a game changer in my career, I think, because of Dada's satsang and wisdom and grace. So I wanted to share that experience, but I also had a terminology question.
Go ahead. But before that, has your superiors recognized that you have been dealing pretty good with its people and all that stuff?
Yes. In fact, because of incorporating this, seeing people as non-doer, like I said, it comes and goes. I'm being honest. It's not like, I'm far from the end state I want to be in, but through the repetition of seeing them as non-doer. I'll give you another example. In my same department, there's a woman that maybe 10 people have quit because she is so difficult to work with. And through through pratikraman, through applying ajna with this person, someone who just upon sight, I used to feel dread of seeing her because she was very tough. She was, speak very harshly to everybody. And like I said, many people left the department. I'm one of the few people left that is able to work with her. And it's because of this science, because it literally transformed the way I saw this person to where it was instant abhorrence, of like, oh God, it went from that through, and lots of pratikraman, to now seeing all the good qualities that she has. She's a very hard worker. She's very dedicated. There's a lot of good. Literally shifted my viewpoint through that pratikraman over and over, to where my own boss asked, I don't know how you're able to work with her. People higher than me have noticed, and people at our level have noticed. And her attitude towards me changed also. She went from being very abrasive, argumentative, to now very, normal, and treats me respectfully, all of those things. That was all from application, that's seriously. And it is, uncle, it's been a 10-year relationship working with this lady. So it's not like a one and done, but, that was all Dada's grace,
Oh,
really.
that's very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Okay, you going to share something before the
the question I had for Pulinanandji actually was about language, is about terminology. I'm a little wanted to get clarification on, is there a difference between bhave and Purusharth and nischay, or are they the same thing? Could you please clarify? Jai Sachidanand.
You said bhav, Purusharth, and nischay.
Yes. Are those the same things? Are those different things? I'm a little confused on the definitions.
Okay. See, they are interlinked. When we say we have to do the Purusharth, means it is our independent Purusharth, the interim state who is deciding to do the Purusharth. Now, the Purusharth could be of Pratikaman, Purusharth could be of the 5 Agnas, Purusharth could be of any type, Basically to remain in soul, basically not to get entangled in Rag Dvesh. So that is Purusharth, a structured effort, you can say, sort of. It's not physical, but at the internal level, understanding level. And bhav, actually speaking, when we say do the bhav, what we are saying is just set the intentions, that you want this, you want this, you want this. Actually, it is not bhav, it is bhavna karo. Bhavna karo means it is a firmness of the mind, firmness of the thoughts or the desires that you want to achieve this result. Do the bhavna means have the intention that you want to do this, whatever that this may be. And nischay is also, it's nischay means to be firm, to decide or to resolve to do something.
Okay.
Nischay means to resolve that nischay karu chu, that I'm resolving that I will do this. Then I want to achieve this. I want to, like, for example, I want to understand the other science very well. I want to progress further. So that's your bhavna or your bhav. That's the bhav that I want to progress further, So we use the word bhav, but actually it is bhavna or your inner desire. And then whatever you said you did, that you would see the Shuddhatma of this hard lady, or you pray with Dada and do all that. So that was the Purusharth.
Okay. Yes.
So that is where the 3 words, they are different, but they are closely associated.
Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Yes.
Hey, Miraben?
Jai Sachidanand, I'm sorry, I thought Kashyap Bhai was ahead of me. I apologize. Jai
No, no.
Sachidanand,
Yeah,
Jai
go ahead.
Sachidanand, Pulinanandji, Rajnikaka, Jai Sachidanand, all Mahatmas. I have a question related to what Rani, Lalli Aunty, and Kashyap Bhai were asking. Can you, and this is a specific example I'll give you. So we are all married into a certain family, and because of and please correct my for me, Dada's grace has been wonderful. After I obtained Jnana, I felt that I was, literally like the world. It was an amazing experience that I felt that I was transcending everything. Then again, I crashed back into the world because there are the nimittas that are telling Meera, you're not there yet. You have a lot of work to do. And so that I am slowly every day doing the Purusharth because of Pulinanandji, Deepakanandji, all these satsangs. Now I'm doing, and Pulinanandji was the one that originally said you need to do daily Purusharth. So Meera is trying to do the daily Purusharth now. And based on this, I wanted to ask you a question. So, my in laws will be coming from India, they'll be coming to the US shortly. In the past, there have been many interactions where my in laws have been nimittas to make Meera understand all of her faults, and I do pratikraman. Now, I am noticing that despite all of this, and I know that they're nirdosh, they are shuddhatma. Vivasthit is this is the time that they have to come back. There's other things that Meera needs to settle. I've noticed that my chit goes again to, or is it my chit? And this is where I want the understanding of that path. First, I hear, Meera hears her in-laws are coming. Meera feels fear and Meera feels this, and automatically all these memories come, and my chit sits in those memories and all of these things.
What is it? My kids, my chit. What did you say?
My chit seems to sit in all of these old memories, and it's just sitting in there. I do, Meera does pratikraman over and over and over. But I want to understand, I'm trying to break down, this Meera's path seems to be to break down each aspect of this path in order to achieve that Shambhav Nikal. Can you please explain the path? So when Meera hears that her in-laws are coming, she feels fear. I should do pratikraman then, correct? First.
What type of pratikraman do you do?
Huh?
You said when you hear that your in-laws are coming and there is fear sets in, and then you start doing pratikraman. Question is, what type of pratikraman?
So I pray to the Shuddhatma of my in-laws and say, I am sorry that I'm finding fear in you, that I'm finding anger in you. I'm finding that Meera is angry with you, that please guide me. You are Shuddhatma, you are Nirdosh, you are you are beyond all of this, beyond everything that is in this worldly realm and this Vivaha realm. Please grant me strength. Dada, please grant me strength that I never have this again. I repent most utterly. Please grant me. So, Pratyaksha Dada Bhagwan Nisakshi, that whole aspect. Then, so what do you suggest I do, Pulinanandji?
No, you see, if I understand right, what you're saying is, the moment you hear them, hear they're coming, fear sets in. The fear sets in because of your past experiences that they will do this, they will do that, and that way. That they will cause you hurt or harm or you'll be discomfortable. That's the fear. For that, you don't need to do any pratikraman as such. All you can do is you can ask for strength, Dada Bhagwan, and the soul within the in-laws, that give me the strength to amicably deal with these people.
Okay.
Yatharth Vyavhar. Amicably, give me the strength to amicably deal with people. Give me the strength that my dealings are comfortable with them, or they're comfortable with my dealings, એમને અનુકૂળ પડે. My dealings that it's okay with them. Yeah? Just ask for the first friend. That's all. Simple. That's you don't need. There's no pratikraman in this. Pratikraman comes when there's an atikraman. Pratikraman is an antidote to atikraman.
Atikraman. Correct.
So when there is no atikraman, you just sing.
Then first.
So that is one thing. Then other thing is you have to see to it that how you can erase the scars of the past of their
Correct.
past behaviors.
Correct.
What you call as known, you noted those deep down things. So,
And that is Mira's fault only. It's Mira's fault. Mira's the sufferer. Mira's at fault.
No.
So
how do you say Mira's fault? Genuinely, do you feel that your behavior or speech was inappropriate when they pulled you up for that?
Mira must have done something, because Mira is the one that's suffering. Mira is the one that feels the hurt.
That is only a blanket application of the Gnan. That suffer is at fault. But what is the fault? You have not found what is the fault.
No, the fault is Mira speaks. Mira should not speak out of me. If an opinion is given by my in-laws, I should not speak out against it, because that is where problems come.
Okay. So you see, we must try to see there are two things. When some elder person, your in-laws are telling you something which you have not liked or heard, maybe they are pulling you up, finding faults with you, with your actions or with your speech. Then what you need to do is find out whether there is merit in what they are saying.
Correct.
Unbiasedly in a sense, from your viewpoint, from a standalone viewpoint, whether what they are saying that you did like this, you spoke like this, or you behaved like this, that was not right. So from an independent point of view, without being from your point of view, you must try to find out whether there is merit in what they are saying. If there is a merit, then try to correct that worldly error of file number 1.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So if they say
whatever they are trying to teach you, there is merit in that. It may not gel with your opinion, it may not gel with your viewpoint or the way you think should be done. But try to see from their point of view whether there is merit in what they are saying, from their viewpoint, and whether there is some scope for improvement from your side.
That is the first layer. Correct.
That is the first thing. So if there is some merit in what they are saying and there is a scope for improvement, maybe you are right. But for good relations, for good worldly relations, or for the way the family behaves, speaks, and all that in society with other relatives, if you feel that is necessary, then accept it. Even if it's against your line of thinking.
That's the second layer. Correct. Okay.
That is the only way you will be able to accept them. Otherwise, you will not be able to accept what they are saying. If you are going to view from your viewpoint and from your lens, you will not find their advice suitable.
Yes.
Look from a neutral viewpoint or from their viewpoint.
Neutral viewpoint or their viewpoint. Okay. Correct.
And then if there is merit in their advice and there is scope for correction at your end, then you must do that.
And then I do that. Okay. And then, so that is the second layer.
So once you do that, then the hurt that you have got from their years of speech will diminish, because what they have told, there is merit into it. It makes sense, so I should improve. Then you won't find them as fault.
Correct. And Mira's hurt is not there, because it's a good thing.
That's fine. I want to ask you, you say Mira did this, Mira did that. Are you saying it wordly or are you experiencing it like that?
So I am saying it only wordly. So I am saying this as worldly only because many times when that, and I'm saying this as any sticky file, because we're talking about Shambhav Nikal, any sticky file, first, Rani was saying when she goes into this meetings with the sticky file, that she does pratikraman. So now that I know that my in-laws are coming, automatically all these previous thoughts come, right? Like all of these thoughts
I've
are coming.
understood that. That
Ah,
I've
ah.
understood. That
So
all the
then
known.
I think, okay, this is okay. Then I say, okay, we have to put on I pray to Dada and I say, okay, Meera, I have to look at Meera's faults, right? Why is this happening to Meera? Meera is the sufferer. Why is this happening to Meera? And that's when I was telling you about Meera did this, Meera did that, because I'm looking at it from that angle that, Meera must be at fault because this is happening. This is happening in this life. If we want.
Let me tell you, if you
Huh,
are saying Meera did this and Meera did that, that means you are separate from Meera. If you are
huh.
experiencing the separateness, then all these statements will not come in place at all because it's the neighbor who is suffering.
Atta. Thank you. Thank you. That is so. And Meera is, I'm still not
So
separate yet.
you are still Meera and doing all this.
Correct. Oh my goodness. That's right. I'm still Meera. I'm not what I. Mm,
Although you
yes.
use the
Mm,
words Meera did this and
yeah.
Meera did
Yeah.
that, if Meera were
Yes.
the doing it, if Meera is facing the in-laws, then what's the problem? It's the neighbor who is suffering and you are an observer.
But Meera is suffering. So therefore, I'm not that
You are
observer
because you are
just
still
yet.
Meera.
Yes.
So, so,
Yes.
so first thing is you just speak the way normal language you're speaking. My name, this happened to me. This is what
Hmm.
I now you tell me
Feel.
what to do.
Okay. Then let me ask
Because
again.
this is your level of Jagrati as of today.
Ah.
What you're
Yes.
doing is not wrong. But that
Yes.
will come at an enhanced level of Jagrati when you are
Hmm.
really separate and you feel Meera is doing this.
Hmm.
That is not at the experience level. So you can use
Yes.
normal terminology. And when
Yes.
your awareness and separation increases, then that is true. Then you won't even have so many questions.
That is so. Oh my goodness, Pulinanandji. Thank you. That actually makes so much sense. In this interim government, it's still pretty,
Well,
pretty
that's so it's
existing.
fine.
Mm,
This is a minor correction.
mm,
Coming back to your original
mm,
this thing, your
mm,
questions of healing. So first thing is you must
mm,
just at all you want to do pratikraman of in-laws, then you can do pratikraman of all the
mm,
harm that you have caused to them
mm,
in terms of behaviors which they did not agree or they did not like.
mm, mm, mm,
That
mm.
all. And then leave it at that.
Okay.
Your- In your
Okay.
case, it's not so much of pratikramans are required, it's more of understanding their viewpoint and correcting your understanding. They'll accept
Understanding their view.
what they are trying to say, why they are trying to say,
Ah,
and see how
ah.
best you can adjust to that.
Okay. Okay. I will do
Because
that.
there are two things. One is your
Mm,
viewpoint and understanding, and one is their viewpoint and their understanding.
mm,
Now, this is a clash of two understanding where two egos are clashing.
mm.
So here, the best route is try to see what they are trying to say from their viewpoint and see how best you can adapt yourself to that. And in
And
case
adapt
you
myself.
are able to, so that is the key. So,
Mm, adapt myself. Yes, correct. No, thank you, Pulinanandji. You've really
and
helped. Thank you.
once you correct that,
Mm,
there will be
mm,
still some areas where the two viewpoints will not match. You will firmly feel, no, this is not the way it should be done. This is the way it should be done. Now, when that will happen, in those
mm,
cases, you will have to say something. Now,
mm,
today, saying something which is hurting them, and then you're repenting, I should not say, I should not say.
mm,
I should
mm, mm,
say the answer. I
mm.
should not, because then you will suffocate within. Inside you, your mind will keep chattering. She did like this.
Yes.
They don't understand. And that
Yes.
the chattering will go on and that noting portion, known will also go on.
Mm,
So that is not the solution. The solution is when
mm,
the things don't match and you
mm,
have to express yourself, then you have
mm.
to the second strength, give me the strength to speak in a non-hurting manner. Mane
Speak.
Syadvad Vani Bolvani Shakti
Mane.
Apo.
Oh, Shakti Apo. Correct. Correct.
Give me the strength to speak in a Syadvad speech or such Syadvad manner.
Mm.
This is the
Mm.
strength that will help you effectively dealing with them.
Yes. Yes.
Because you
Yes.
can't keep mom every time. You also
Mm.
have a viewpoint. So you have to develop the skill of speaking in a non-hurting manner where you express yourself without hurting their viewpoints.
Yes.
We don't have that, so we have to develop. So we ask for this strength. The moment you
Yes.
ask for this strength, and then
Mm.
I tell you, it will be very amazing in a
Mm.
sense that speech will such your speech will flow in such a nice manner that you yourself will surprise how said I'm speaking so coolly without hurting them.
Mm.
It will happen, you try.
There's no bite in that
And
speech.
bite, there's no bite.
Okay. Okay.
Because
So no.
we are putting one filter in between that give
Mm.
me the strength to speak in a non-hurting manner, Syadvat
Mm.
manner. The
Mm.
you put that filter before speaking, maybe once,
Mm.
twice if required, and then
Mm.
if you speak. Now what will happen is a smooth language will flow, wherein you are expressing your thoughts, your viewpoints without
Mm.
hurting them, and then leaving it at that, and just
Okay.
leaving it at that, so that you have expressed yourself, you have not
Mm.
hurt. You may still do
Mm.
what they have to do,
Okay.
but
Okay.
you at least got the satisfaction of speaking out. Others, you keep speaking, it goes, the chatter goes inside, and then you still bear a grudge against them. Oh, they don't understand, they are like this and they are like that. And that grudge creates fear. Whenever we have disgust or a dislike for a person, it automatically generates fear.
Okay.
This is the principle of fear. If I have disgust for policemen, I will be scared the moment I see a policeman.
Yes. 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 Correct. 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 Or
So
a spider or anything. Yes.
yeah, disgust, why, dislike, whatever.
Yes.
અભાવ તિરસ્કાર, the way he said, જેનો પણ તિરસ્કાર કરો એનો બીક લાગે.
Tiraskar. Correct.
So,
Okay.
the key is of removing that tiraskar.
Mm.
So one is once you express yourself, so you are feeling comfortable. Then
Mm.
if there's still a little bit of tiraskar, then you have to say, oh no,
Mm.
they are good people, they are good people. Then see their good qualities, and then
Mm.
erase the shortcomings which you see in them.
Mm. Mm.
This from your mind, or counterbalance the short. We criticize, they don't understand this, they do like this. But if you say no, they are good in this, they are good in this, they are good. So it
Yes.
balances out the
They're
negative, positive.
they're only trying to help. They're good people. Correct. All of that is actually very true. That is actually very true. But Meera, I have to put that place and then also ask for strength. That is
This
something.
is just balancing your dislike and your by positive statements.
Yes.
Then neutrally stand alone, see whether there is merit into it. And then
Yes.
asking for strength to speak in a non-hurting manner. Then asking for strength to clear the files. So the disgust
Yes.
goes away, the fear will go away automatically. Your whole point was I start getting fear. And then I do
Yes.
Pratikam is
Yes.
not the solution.
Yeah.
Pratikam is not the solution. This is the solution.
Yes. Oh, Jai Sachidanand. Thank you, Pulinanandji. You really lightened. Thank you.
Just say they are good, they are good, they are good, the
Yes.
fear will
Yes.
go away.
Yes, they're good. And also that
Give me the
I
strength
have
to
to,
strengthen her. Give
I
me the
will ask
strength.
strength.
Give me they are good people, and give me the strength to amicably settle them. Give me the strength to speak in a manner which they, non-offensive manner, which they like. Give me a manner to speak in which they like. So if you ask for these positive statements, you will get the strength. You will remove the distress, the fear will go away, and
Yes.
then you will do real amicable settlement.
Yes. And no suffocation. I really appreciate that word. That is exactly correct. Exactly correct. And mind chatter. Exactly correct. Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is perfect. I will follow. I will do this. This Meera, not I. I will do this. I will do this.
See, the understanding is true. Your understanding is correct. It is I when verbally we are speaking I, but it is really Meera.
Yes.
You can keep that understanding
Hmm.
till you come to a level where you are separate, and then say Meera is doing this.
That is what I pray. I pray to be. Yes. Yes. But I will ask for strength, Pulinanji. Thank you so much. Thank you. You've really and just lightened me. No some more suffocation. Jai Satchidanand.
Yes.
Kashyap bhai, you have a
Yes.
question?
Yeah, one thing I would like to, one or two things I would like to tell regarding this fear. This also I also have faced many times this problem, this issue. So then I saw due to this Satsang understanding and all. Let's see, I first of all fear why it happens because I see the other person as a doer first of all. So that is a fault, clear cut fault which crops up, at seeing the other person as a doer. So for that, I have to do pratikraman for the other person.
Pratikraman,
And
just
another
change
thing,
the understanding. Other person is only instrumental doer. He is not the independent.
yeah, actually, it helps the pratikraman because in the pratikraman you see also the other person as a soul, so Sudatma. So that also helps, so that because seeing the other person as a soul, so that calms down the fear, the pratikraman has one part which it begins with seeing the person as a soul. So actually that helps me, that
Okay,
that
carry on.
that
No, if it
that
helps
thing.
you, carry on.
And,
But what
and
Pratikraman do you do?
second thing, I do that. See, I've seen that you as a doer, so I should not see as you as a doer. So that is the pratikraman which I
That
do.
is fine. That is fine. Pratikraman of seeing the person as a doer. Okay, then that is fine.
Yeah, yeah. So and the second thing is that recently I have read about Dadaji saying that he speaks with other person, before in such a situations, he speaks with the other person's soul. So that also it struck me. That's a very good. I would like. I will be doing this prayog. So because why it appealed to me is because see, many times we are not able to speak properly with the other person. So a kind of rehearsal before speaking with the other person, which starts with this, but the difference here, it starts with seeing the person as a Shuddhatma. Okay, so that will enhance my practice of seeing other person as Shuddhatma, because many times this is another mistake which I find, that I didn't see the other person Shuddhatma. So it didn't come. So the rehearsal which I plan to do, to see other person Shuddhatma. And another thing is that many times I might do insistence, or this holding the things. So then in the rehearsal, then I can maybe take care of these things. Maybe while actually speaking, maybe I will speak something different, but at least it is a kind of practice which happens, which will happen, and I can and verbally I may not able to speak. Say for example, I have to tell you something, okay. So verbally I may not be able to tell you 5 times, same thing. But via speaking with the soul, I can tell you many times. I can make prayer to your Shuddhatma many times. So if I speak verbally, you will get tired of my many times repeating. But if I speak via non-verbally, then my mind will get tired. So it is a kind of Shambhav Nikal. I find that it will lead to Shambhav Nikal. This is what it appealed me, Dadaji's. Where he said you can speak with the other person, like this.
Fine. If I may summarize what Dr. Kashyap was saying was that to remove his fear, he uses one of the techniques of Dada Bhagwan of speaking with the soul of the other person before we interact with the other person. Speak in the sense that may I get the strength to amicably settle with this person, or whatever strength he wants to amicably settle. So that is one very powerful tool of speaking with the soul of the other person before meeting the person. Then the other thing is that when I interact with people, I see him as the doer, and then I look at his prakruti and the words flow and reaction takes place. And the crux is to see the Shuddhatma also. So if you start seeing Shuddhatma in the other person, I tell you, it will have a very good impact on the other person. Without you saying anything, somehow he will mellow down. He will mellow down, and your interaction with him will be smooth. Now, there are two ways of doing it. One is directly seeing the Shuddhatma in that person. So automatically your attention will go away from the Prakruti so much. And that Prakruti, if your attention goes away that he is the person, then the opinions associated with the person or the Prakruti will also diminish, because you're also parallelly seeing the soul. So that also plays a part. And there are two ways. One is seeing the Shuddhatma in the person, or saying that this is the file. The file has come and let me square it. So seeing the person as a file or seeing the person as Shuddhatma, both are the two sides of the same coin. So whichever Purusharth works for anyone is both are suitable. So then he would do Prakraman that he has not seen the Shuddhatma in the person. Then he found that he insists and holds on to his viewpoint, which he said he realized that now he will reduce. And if there's some fear, then he can repeatedly talk to the other person, Shuddhatma, oh, let me do this, or may he do this, may he do that. On the face, you cannot repeat, it says. So his prayers, which is in his mind, he can repeat. That is all he's trying to say. So all these things have helped him for a smooth interaction with people and fearless, I would say, without fear, fearless smooth interaction with people. Yes, Satya.
Yes.
Jai Sachidanand. Now time is up. So can you do three mantra? Everybody please follow.
Namo Vidragay.
Namo
Namo Vidragay.
Namo Varihantanam.
Namo
Namo
Hantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayuriyanam.
Namo Ayuriyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loye Sawa Sahunam.
Namo Lori Sabha Sahunam.
Eso Panchana Muktaro.
Eso Panchana Muktaro.
Sawa Bhava Panasano.
Samapa Panaso.
Manglanancha Sabvesim.
Mangalanam Chesavesam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji.
Jai Satchidanand.
Program.
Jai
Program.
Jai
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji, Jai
Jai
Sachidanand
Sachidanand
Mahatma, Jai
Jai
Sachidanand, Jai
Satchidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Rani Ben, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Karuna Ben,
Satchidanand.